Hello and welcome to the Lost Art Podcast. I'm Garen, I'm here with Paul.
How's things?
And this week we're going to be looking at some interesting ways of listening to lyrics and songs, I suppose, would be one way of putting it.
Yeah, this is an interesting one,
Yeah. We initially thought about calling it hidden meanings, but that, a lot of them aren't really that hidden. They were just maybe under a layer, under a facade. They were there once you read the lyrics, you know?
Yeah. I think some of them were, like you said, misconstrued or else under a facade. And some of them are just lyrics that I found out later when I read them or listened properly are way darker.
Oh, definitely.
They were.
Definitely.
And they're in pop songs. And so that's not necessarily super hidden, but songs that definitely people don't read into a lot. That's probably one way of saying it.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's not really a case of mistaken lyrics, which we've all done that as well. This is more a case of I never really bothered. Like I probably sang along to the lyrics to most of these songs 1,000 times in my life, but I don't think I ever took the time to read the lyrics and go like, oh, that could actually be about that. Oh, interesting. I was taking most of these songs at face value. So we're calling this podcast "What Do You Mean?" And essentially what we're trying to get at here is that maybe most people might have thought that these songs were about what the song title is about or something. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
or else the chorus. There's a few of mine that I hear that where if you just hear the chorus, you think, oh yeah, I know that song. That's a Deadly song. It's mad happy. And you're like, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, there's something. And then you read the lyrics, and then you do a little bit of research and like, okay, now I get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so let's jump straight into the first one. Who was your first choice?
My first one is Electric Avenue by Eddie Grant. I absolutely love this song. And I knew, like a lot of people will know, and I knew there's definitely a lyric in the first line about violence, but by the time the chorus comes in, you're just thinking, oh, what a banger. I love this song. It's so happy. Yeah, we're going to rock down to Electric Avenue. And that's something you'd hear from like Kool and the Gang or Cameo or someone. You don't really like read into the rest of it. Yeah. But the song is actually about like a miserable view of London at the time in the 80s. Like I said, a lot of songs I've chosen are famous amongst people that only know them as catchy songs with a big happy chorus.
Yeah, definitely.
But Electric Avenue is actually about the Brixton riots and poverty in London at the time. Wow. Like, I don't know, like, I kind of knew it was about, like, oh yeah, bad things, but like, deadly, happy days.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise it was about, like, how angry he was at living in London at the time and the amount of racism and police brutality and stuff like that. And just horrible poverty. So much so that he decided to leave London.
Okay.
And he moved to Barbados. And on the way there, he lost all of his songs somehow in transit. So he had like, it must have been a notebook or a few notebooks of songs gone. So he went, just in that anger and still thinking about London, he wrote like Electric Avenue, which is like a super banger.
Yeah.
And like working so hard like a soldier, can't afford a thing on TV. Deep in my heart, I'm a warrior, but I can't get food for the kids. That's like, I didn't realize it was that grim, and like almost Grandmaster flashed like, oh, it's such a happy song, but what is he singing? Oh shit, man, it's like got AIDS or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a few songs like that, but this is the one that instantly, when you think of Electric Avenue and you play that at a party, no one is thinking about poverty and being miserable.
They're thinking about rocking down to Electric Avenue. That's what they're thinking about.
Which is actually a real avenue in London.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that. Yeah, it's very, very well lit, hence the name.
Oh,
Electric Avenue. He also wrote "Baby Come Back." I didn't know that.
Baby Come Back.
One that was Pato Banton and UB40, a travesty, really. But now I kind of have a better appreciation for the song now that it wasn't written by them.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a new microphone. I don't know if it sounds different, but Jesus, there's a sort of like new box smell off it. It's hurting my eyes. So that like new, something's up close to your face.
It's the Corona, man. It was because it was put together in China. It's emanating off the microphone. It needs to be aired out a little bit more.
It does need to be aired out. I was feeling my eyes are stinging. It's weird. Anyway, look, this is my first one in today's podcast of What Do You Mean? Tell us your first one about how the lyrics don't always shine through. Oh, my eyes.
Stop it. Okay, my first one is Born in the USA by Bruce Springsteen. Like,
Yeah.
you think of this song, you think like it's a super big kind of pro-American anthem, isn't it? You know, like football fields on a Sunday night and Mom's American Pie or whatever, you know, apple pie and all this type of stuff. And that's honest to God what I always thought it was about. I
When
honestly
I was a kid, I was just like, yeah, man, like that's the way Americans are. They're mad
Oh,
proud of their country.
Oh, yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
like that.
Yeah,
And as a
flags
kid, you
flying.
thought- and like America's cool. I think that as a kid.
100%. Everybody
I don't
thought
think it's uncool now. I just think as a kid,
it's on fire.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Don't want to go there anymore. Yeah. So when I think of the song, honest to God, I just that's what I think of. You know, was Mom's apple pie and eagles on people's shoulders and bandanas and big trucks and general American stuff, like And I honest to God, never read much into it. Like I kind of had a feeling there might have been something underneath the skin of it. But I never bothered. It's just, Born in the USA. That's all I wanted.
Great opening riff.
Yeah, exactly. And so what it's actually about, it's kind of grim. It's actually about a Vietnam veteran returning home to his hometown and like being ostracized. There's no work for him. His family don't want them. All this kind of stuff.
It's a song about Rambo.
It's a bit of a Rambo song. Honest to God, it's very Rambo. It's a bit John Rambo. So apparently in 1981 he played this Vietnam veteran kind of benefit gig. That was there's a massive problem in America, probably all over the world, but you kind of hear it. It's publicised a bit more in the States, where soldiers who do return from war are kind of forgotten about. A lot of them end up on the streets with drug problems and alcohol problems, because once the army's done with you, I don't think they really care about you. It's the army just makes cannon fodder, and it doesn't particularly want to have to fix them afterwards. So there was
So what? You didn't die?
Yeah, exactly. You're meant to.
You were supposed to die over there.
Yeah, we paid for the box and the bag and all to get your lifeless corpse back home.
This is awkward.
We folded the flag, man. And now what we meant to do with you? You're hungry. You can't eat a flag. But
how would you like army jacket on a wheelchair?
Exactly.
Lieutenant Dan.
Exactly, yeah, 100%. So yeah, he done this Vietnam veterans kind of benefit gig, and he met a lot of these Vietnam veterans, and he ended up talking to them, and he hadn't a clue that it was like this for them, and they were explaining like how grim it was when they came back from the war, and all the things that they'd seen in the war as well, that kind of mess with them massively, as it would, and what they were like as people. So apparently he started writing a bunch of songs. He may have even had the idea of doing like a concept album based on the idea of kind of Vietnam, pre, during and post. And he started writing loads of different songs about Vietnam and stuff. But Born in the USA, its original title was just Vietnam. That was what it was going to be.
Really?
One of the main songs of this concept record he was going to do. It was going to be called Vietnam.
That wouldn't have fooled anybody.
Vietnam, bum bum, Vietnam. So he
born in Vietnam, I was
exactly. But eventually it morphs into the Born in the USA that we all know and love today. But like when you go looking through the lyrics, like there's a couple of grim little bits in there. There's, got in a little hometown jam, so they put a rifle in my hand. Like when you read it, there's all these kind of layers to it, where it could be about someone who used the army to escape from a bit of trouble they got in, like a fight they got in a bar or whatever, joined the army instead of going to jail.
Or a Richard Marx situation where he sort of did kill a woman, or didn't. Maybe he did,
exactly.
But he did. Yeah.
But yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in there. You can kind of, if you read the lyrics, and almost reads like a story, So it essentially covers a poor guy in a small town with no options, who gets in trouble with the law, joins the army, sent to Vietnam, where all his friends are killed, and he returns home to no job, no prospects. And by the end of the song, there's a line in there where it looks like he's going to jail. He has to get back into trouble to try and feed himself or support his family, and he could be going to jail. So it's pretty grim, it's pretty dark as well,
That all sounds bad, but at the same time he was born in the USA. Like everyone that thinks that's like an anthem for pro USA is like just ignores all those other bits.
Exactly.
And gets to the chorus, born.
Exactly. But that's Born in the USA, 1984. That came in as a title track of that album as well. So that's the famous Boss album that everybody knows, where you're looking at his arse. So
Yeah. It's great.
and he has a little napkin or something. Doesn't he have it like an American flag?
Yeah.
Like hanky or something like that sticking out his back pocket as well.
I think he's playing both sides with the whole thing.
Oh, 100%. Like you can definitely. There's lines in there that are like kind of pro-American, just like staunchly. You know, I think he's trying to defend the idea that like America could be better than it is right now. You know, we're treating these people really badly, and that's not what America is about. This is what America is about. You know, we have to look after them.
Unironically, Trump used it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
without a shadow.
I think he did. Yeah.
Wow, like that's the presidential use of songs is crazy. Like if every second one of them gets in trouble and gets a barred in order, to stop using their songs. It happens all the time. It happens in England all the time.
Yeah, and he's like, already used it. So what are you going to
do? Who used London Calling? Some Tory or something used London Calling a couple of years ago.
Oh right.
In England.
So out of touch.
Oh yeah, but it's absolutely outrageous.
They know and don't care?
No, they're just looking for the hook. That's all.
That's a good example of people who did not get the meaning at all. Just heard those. But even if they know, like dopes aren't going to listen to the middle of the rest of the lyrics.
Of course, because they listen when they have one of these rallies and they play the music, they probably just play the chorus on loop. You know what I mean? I don't know if they play the whole thing.
They muffle the lyrics.
Born in the US. Yeah.
I like this bit.
Exactly. That bit's the best fucking America.
I think there's a line in that song where it's like, I have to go kill the yellow man, and it's ironic, but I reckon a lot of people not reading that right and going, yeah, I did that, I killed.
Oh yeah, it was great because I was born in the USA. I got to go and do that. Excuse me. Anyway, that was Bruce Springsteen with Born in the USA. Who was your next one?
My next one is a very, very similar song, and I put it next to it so we could segue into it.
Okay.
It's only 2 years later, and I don't know if the Beastie Boys meant to do this. I think they did. I think they knew it was going to be a Born in the USA type situation, and they released "You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party," which, as a kid, I thought was, oh, that's them having like the crack.
Yeah,
this is like they love. They're mad into partying now. Absolutely not. This song is completely and utterly about taking the piss out of these types of songs.
Okay,
so they wrote it to take the piss out of dude rock. Like Motley Crue, Smoke in the Boys' Room, I Wanna Rock, all this glam sort of mindless bullshit. But they wanted to just do one of them and do a video that took the piss out of it. So it became this, it got out of hands, much like Bruce Springsteen. It got out of hands and it became a big jock rock anthem. Now, I love this song and I think it's a good song. I think
album is fantastic.
Yeah. So, this is off the 1986 album, License to Ill. It's brilliant. And if you listen to the rest of it, you'll realise that this is definitely 100% a piss take. Now, like, you wake up late for school, man, you don't want to go. You ask your mom, please, but she still says no. You miss 2 classes and no homework, but your teacher preaches class like he's some kind of jerk. Those aren't even bad lyrics, but they're not Beastie Boy lyrics.
Yeah.
Like, they have that element of fun that we know Beastie Boys, but it would never be that straightforward.
No.
So, if you listen to the rest of License to Ill, you'll realise that they are much more lyrically savvy.
Incredibly smart. Like, even when they're doing garbage songs, like girls, 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 like, in the morning, girl. It's stupid. It's piss take, that kind of surf style.
Yeah.
But they do it in such a sharp-tongued way. So definitely, like what you're saying, that opening verse of that song, like, is way too straightforward.
It's not them. It's them. It's them letting everyone know that they are 100% taking the piss. But I didn't know that, and most people, I don't think, do.
Absolutely not. No, you just think it's a song about your parents not getting on with your parents, like teenager.
And I always thought, like, years later as well, going, God, remember they had that song on that? That must have been like Shiny Happy People. That's another one of them songs.
Oh, yeah.
That they tried to take the piss and it just got huge. Now, it doesn't hurt the L fucking coffers when a big song sells an album, because this song sold that album. Born in the USA sold Born in the USA, I think is the name of the album as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
And like Shiny Happy People shot that album up huge, although it was really Losing My Religion, I think, is not the same album. I'm not sure that made that big, but it's clever. You get a load of it's fucking Horse Outside as well. But Horse Outside by Rubber Bandits was was so good that it took on a lot of fans that weren't ready for the rest of.
Oh yeah, like he hates that song.
Yeah, I'd say so. But if that had just been a minor hit among people that took it for what it was, which is just a bit of a joke, a little fart joke or something. It's not his best joke. He'll know it's not his best joke. The two of them will know it's not the best joke.
Exactly.
And Spastic Hawk is a much better song. And,
and
I think that was a
Dad's
good idea.
Best Friend is killer as well.
Yeah, to get them out early, so lose those fans. You don't want them people turn up to a gig and just screaming, "Play Horse Out." I don't know what he's talking about with this Dad's Best Friend. And,
exactly.
And you know what I mean? So I'm sure all these acts, had this. So I'm sure a lot of people would turn up to a Beastie Boys gig. As far as a Beastie Boys gig, you're still going to have fun though, even if you are jocking it down.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah, that's my one. That's not necessarily hidden, but I don't know if a lot of people know that it's completely aimed.
It's a piss take. It's tongue in cheek,
aimed directly at the glam rock band singing just stupid lyrics.
Like give it back to them. Like
stuff. Smoking in the Boys' Room. I actually like Smoking in the Boys' Room, even though it's a bit too honky tonk. But those lyrics are bad, like, and they're not supposed to be good.
Exactly.
And, so this was a shot at them. It worked. It didn't work. It did and it didn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was.
They made a fortune off it. It backfired because people were expecting more of it. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's You Gotta Fight for Right to Party by Beastie Boys. Who's your next one?
My next one is Nirvana with Polly, which, strangely enough, is not a song about a parrot, which I always thought it was. 100%.
You love your parrots. You would write a song about a parrot. You probably are in the process of writing
I might write a song about Jimmy the Parrot, maybe. He's suspiciously quiet right now. He was screaming just before I came upstairs. Polly is not about a parrot, which I, honest to God, no messing, thought it was from my entire life. I've been listening to that song forever, and I was doing some research to this podcast, and there was like a little one-liner on some website about that, and I was like, what? And I went looking at it, and it's actually based on a true story about a 14-year-old girl who was kidnapped, raped and tortured in 1987 in Tacoma, Washington. Now her name was never released, but there was like a rumour that was doing the rounds that her name was Polly, and the man, his name was Gerard Friend, was arrested after she escaped, and he was jailed, obviously. She snuck out of his. He used to take her on little drives or something like that, and he put her in the boot of the car because he had to go and get gasoline. And he didn't trust leaving her tied up at home or something like that. And she figured out a way of opening the boot while he was putting juice in the car, and up she got, and off she went, flew down the road, gone. So all the lyrics that you read about in there, like using a blowtorch on her and stuff, that this is what your man Gerard Friend done to this poor little 14-year-old girl. I don't know how long he had her for.
She got away though, did she?
She did escape. Yeah, she got away.
Good.
I don't know how long he had her for, but as I said, her name wasn't released. She was too young, but it was a big it was a big deal. Apparently Dave Grohl doesn't drum on this song. It's the only song
very close to the bone, was it?
No, they were just doing the changeover. I'm not pointing.
I'm trying to get you to.
Yeah, no. There was a bit of a changeover between the original drummer, a guy called Chad Channing, who was with them from 88 to around 90.
That's right, yeah.
1991 or something like that. And when they were recording, they were doing early sessions in Butch Vig's house, apparently. He had like his garage converted into a studio. And when they done this song, it was just perfect. They were like, I don't need to do anything. We don't want to redo anything at all. So they ended up keeping it all. And that's the only song that has like all of Chad Channing's kind of drumming on it as well.
Does he get a fair few quid from Nevermind?
Is this on Nevermind?
It is.
It's on Nevermind, yeah. I assume he gets a few bob over it. But I don't know, because apparently he gave an interview in like the late 90s, and someone pointed out to him. He went, what? And he went off and listened, and he goes, yeah, that was actually me. I better look this up now, actually. I might be out a few bob.
I'd say so. Yeah, it's not a single, but still.
It's one of the biggest selling albums ever. Like, he's entitled to a few bob. But Butch Vig just liked it so much that he was like, you know what? In its entirety, that's 100%. There's a bit where Kurt Cobain sings Polly Says twice. He goes, Polly Says, and he waits for a second, he goes, Polly Says.
That's right, yeah.
And apparently that's just a mistake, but they liked it so much they left it in. So they kind of rewrote the song. That dictated how the song was sang from that point on then.
Yeah.
So, there's Polly by Nirvana. Again, not about a parrot. about a horrible scumbag abusing a poor little girl. It's pretty grim. Pretty grim.
It is, yeah.
I kind of wish it was about Parry.
Sort of bad relationship or something. I never read into it.
I wish it was about Parry. As opposed to that, because that's real grim. But yeah, apparently Kurt Cobain was. There was another rumor. I don't know how true this is, but apparently a load of two Nirvana fanatics, two morons, kidnapped the girl, and they were raping and torturing her, and they kept singing that song over and over and over again. And Cobain heard about it, and apparently he wasn't too happy about singing that song live anymore. Like he was like, what are they? They think that like I'm pro this, that's like he was very much anti that, as any normal person would be.
But they wrecked it for everyone. Well done.
Yeah, exactly.
And nice also did horrible shit.
And we're scum. I don't know how true that is. That could be nonsense that somebody came up with.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was Nirvana. Polly, who was your next one?
My next one is "Are You Gonna Go My Way" by Lenny Kravitz. A song that I didn't think I ever needed to read into.
Yeah.
Ever. I always thought this was about like a rock star who was trying to get someone to go home with them. Like, are you gonna go an aging rock star? Like, are you gonna go my way? Coming home with me, baby. I don't know. It's not. It's about someone who Kravitz considers to be the ultimate rock star. Jesus Christ.
Oh no.
I know. Yeah. It's probably shouldn't wreck this for everyone. It's about Jesus. So I should have copped to it. I was born long ago. I thought that was just the start of an aging rock star.
Long ago, come on, yeah, sing it.
I'm the chosen one. I have come to save the day, and I won't leave until I'm done. So that's why I'm going to try. You got to breathe and have some fun. Don't know what that means to do, Jesus, or whatever. Though I'm not paid, I play this game, and I won't stop until I'm done. Yeah, so you're going to go my way. It doesn't sound religious to me, but he has got on record to say, yeah, that's definitely what it is about. Someone that he considers to be. Someone says Jesus is actually the ultimate rock star.
I'll stop you there.
I've ever said ever.
Yeah, I'll stop you there.
He's more of the original like public speaker. It's not. Why does everything have to be a rock star?
I know, yeah. Because he had the people around him, and he was fighting the power.
Like if someone becomes like Tiger Woods, he's the rock star of fucking golf. Like, but you know what? Sometimes the comparison can't be made because they're so different.
Yeah,
he is the Tiger Woods of golf.
Yeah, exactly. How about that? He's real good and popular at golf.
Really, really, really good at it. I don't get this. He's rock star. All right, I love it when like pop stars go, I want to get a bit of me rock star swagger out. I'm like, well, you're not a rock star.
And they write a song called Rockstar. Loads of them do that.
Exactly.
That was some pop mutant. He was like, come out and say, I'm a rock star. And the video was them with like a lot of mascara on them and all.
I know. It's
leaping around. I'm a rock. Get out of my house. I hate them.
I don't think they understand. Like, they all have this image of rock is about not giving a fuck and doing whatever you want. I'm like, is it? It is a bit, yeah, but what about like the next single you release? Then you're just going to go back to the regular shit music again.
Exactly.
Anyway, look, I don't like religious stuff, but this song is so fucking good.
It's killer.
Like, to be honest with you, the guitar lick and the drums from Cindy Blackman make this whole song for me.
Yeah,
I absolutely love this. Apparently it was written in 5 minutes in the studio with...
wow.
Oh God, not his producer, because I know he produces all his own stuff. With another guy, another musician, and the lyrics were written on a brown paper bag the next day. Done in 2 days, banger.
It's killer riff, like
he was arrested in 2000 when he left his house because he fitted the description of a burglar. But he didn't get too angry about it because he looked like an absolute bum. He did that all the time. He would walk out of his gaff and never get noticed.
With his giant scarves, his 8-foot long scarves.
Yeah, he dresses mad, doesn't he?
Did you ever hear the story about him going to the tattoo studio in Dublin?
No.
It's real funny. I can't name names or names of studios or anything, right? But there's a studio, it's gone now, pretty famous studio in Dublin. And one day they got a message on MySpace or something like that saying, listen, Lenny Kravitz is playing the 3 Arena tonight, or whatever it was called back then, and he really wants to get a tattoo while he's in Dublin because he loves Ireland. Would you guys be interested? We looked at your reviews, look solid. Would you guys be interested in doing a tattoo on Lenny? We'll bring him down, when he's finished doing the show tonight. So they're like give us a phone number. And they rang them, and they were like, made sure it was kosher. And so they were like, they agreed upon it, They're like, oh yeah, we'll do, just let us know what he wants or whatever. Oh yeah, he wants this, Celtic cross or whatever, blah, blah, blah. So, and So it's about 4 people working in this tattoo studio, and they were literally ringing everybody, right? Like, oh my God, Lenny Kravitz coming down here to get tattoos tonight. Oh my God, this is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. So they start drinking, right? Thinking this is going to be a party. Lenny Kravitz going to rock down, you know, with a horde of people and a lot of groupies and the band and all. There's going to be a big session at the tattoo studio, you know. They'll do a bit of work on Lenny and, you know, go on the piss and have the crack. And of course, after an hour or two of these guys starting drinking at like 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, of course, it turns into a big bag party. And
are you telling me that tattoo artists do cocaine?
Exactly, yeah.
Holy shit.
So,
and getting one of the biggest stars of their life is about to come down, and they didn't handle it super professionally.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So they all start getting stuck into the coke and going an absolute mad one. And by the time it hits like whatever 11, 12 o'clock, whatever, and Lenny's due to show up, like everybody's just on fire in the studio. The tunes are banging, they're sitting around smoking, you know, it's lions chopped up on every surface, and the bottles are out. They're going to live their rock star life is what they're going to do, Helmet. Like a little pop star. Yeah, I'm a rock star, right? So in walks...
Honestly, most tattoo artists I know don't listen to rock music at all. It's
exactly.
Mad. Do you ever notice that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Look, I know loads of mad sound as fuck tattoo artists. And a lot of them are into rock, a lot of them are into mad, like heavy, dark, horrible, grim techno, which is deadly. I love that as well.
Yeah.
But so many an hour, like, yeah, I got this, skulls and stuff all over. Like, what kind of music do you listen to? I don't know, man. Whatever.
Not really into music. Whatever's on the radio, whatever's on the radio. Yeah, all right. Yeah, in my man.
I like that song "Fight Your Right to Party."
That's a great song. Yeah, Born in the USA, love that as well. Whatever, like 12 o'clock comes, half 12 comes, in walks, I was about to say in walks Lenny Henry, in walks,
imagine that.
in walks Kravitz, and in he walks with like just his manager or whatever, and he's got the sunglasses on, the big scarf wrapped around him, and there's just this plethora of like passed out mutants and coke chopped up all over the place and broken bottles and shit, and there's just one fella sitting there out of his mind with the gun, sit down there, I'm gonna get this done, come on Lenny, sit down. And apparently didn't even say hello or anything like that, just turned right around and walked straight out the front door. Just like, absolutely not.
No thanks.
Yeah, nope. Made a bollocks for it. And that story now is like one of those kind of legendary Dublin tattoo stories where they were telling everybody for ages, like all day, he's coming down, just a rock star tattoo shop, all this kind of stuff, you know. Yeah. And he shows up, sees the state of them and goes, nope. Well, that would have been great for business, realistically. Like the next day when they could, you know, show some pictures and tell people they'd done it. If he had just walked in, got his work done in the hour or whatever, and walked out, lovely and clean. You know, he might have told some of his other rock star mates.
Forget about that. They would have savage photos for the rest of their
exactly.
thing. Oh yeah. No, exactly. You know what to do. Go out and get a load of shite coke that's been up someone's arse. Do that and don't tattoo Lenny Kravitz.
Exactly, and then just have to like backpedal the next day. But how'd you get on last night? Oh, didn't he was a prick. He was, and we told him. Yeah, exactly.
He didn't play Black Velveteen at the gig, so we told him to fuck off, and we're not going to do that. Yeah, Black Velveteen. Okay.
Oh dear. Right, is that you done with Lenny?
Yes, it is. Sorry.
It is. That's grand. Okay, my next one is a big one as well, and it's the Eagles with Hotel California.
This is the reggae song. That's not a reggae song, but it is.
Yeah, kind of.
There's another thing, hidden meaning, hidden genre.
Yeah, apparently that's how it was referred to for ages as well. When man who was kicked out of the band who actually wrote it, I can't remember his name. I don't know much about the Eagles actually. I can't remember. Is it Glenn Frey?
Well, he wasn't kicked out, I don't think.
I think he left over a dispute with money or something like that.
He kicked the other fella out, the bassist, I think.
I can't remember. It's some sort of dispute. I read it and I just went in one ear and out the other. Oh, sorry, in two eyes and bleeding out the back of my head is where it went, because I didn't hear it. I read it.
I wouldn't have even copped that. I knew what you meant.
Yeah.
See, hidden meanings everywhere.
But apparently, when he was writing, he had the riff, and someone heard it and went like, "Oh, good, that's really like good." They didn't call it a reggae song; they called it like what did they call it? Bahamian groove or something like that. Something like that. They had. That's what it was called for ages before it was written. A Strange is not about like a haunted hotel, which is what I always thought it was, because the only lyric I can ever remember, except for Hotel California chorus is the now I can't even remember it. It'll take your life or something like that. And
Don Felder. Sorry, Don Felder.
That's it.
Kicked out.
And I always thought it was like about just a spooky hotel that they had to stay in on tour or something, you know. And,
You've got stories about them spooky hotels.
I do. I stayed in a haunted hotel.
We talked about that actually on Haunted Songs.
On Haunted Songs, we might discuss that. Yeah, I'm sure I talked about it on the live shows as well. It's actually about the excesses of American culture and the record industry.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Now, again, it has layers to it that it could be taken in many different ways, but the lads have come out and said, no, this is what it's about. Like, so the lads are from kind of the Midwest of America and Texas and stuff like that. They had no idea what California was like. And they said they always imagined that, like, when they were getting signed and starting to do well, and like, because California is the central hub of all kind of celebrity and fame in America, that when you were driving to California, you'd be like Las Vegas, you know, it'd rise up out of the desert, you'd see the lights and maybe you'd see the Hollywood sign and all this kind of stuff, you know, you'd see it from thousands of miles away. And they decided that this was like, as they travelled closer and closer to California, that they were going to be they were getting swallowed up by the music business. So the way they wrote this song was like, they said the process of celebrity in America, like, if Los Angeles is the heart of the showbiz world, they use the hotel as a metaphor that it looks great from the outside, but like once you're in there, you can't do anything for yourself. You're hand-fed everything by like your record label. So they're saying, like, no, you're playing here tomorrow, there tomorrow, you're on radio first thing in the morning, and it's like being in a hotel. You can't do your own laundry, you can't cook for yourself. You're just, someone shows up and tells you what to do and hands you your dinner, and you have no choice in the matter. So their life became like living in a hotel, and it was a Californian hotel because now they were embroiled in this massive kind of celebrity of the music business, where they were doing well enough before, but they were like the Beatles, the Eagles exploded even before the song. Now, this is obviously their biggest song, but they were huge even before this. The name of the Eagles was out there.
Exploding Eagles, I think that's one of the lyrics to Born to You.
Exactly, yeah. They should rain down exploding Eagles on Iraqi dissidents. Yeah. But it's interesting, the chords apparently are the exact same as Jethro Tull's song. It's called We Used to Know, was the name of the song. And Jethro Tull came out and he said, like, I'm still waiting on the royalties, because the Eagles toured with Jethro Tull as well.
Oh, that's always a sign. We've covered that before on Hip Hop. It turns out that they were touring with someone with that song and went, well, we're bigger, so it would be better if we did that song.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, I don't think it was the song. I think it's just the chord structure. Now, he said, I'm still waiting on royalties, but then he also said, listen, it's, you know, there's only so many chord changes and structures out there, you know, like sometimes it's going to happen. Yeah. And there's a reference to Steely Dan in the lyrics as well, because the Eagles and Steely Dan had the same manager, and he used to kind of stir the pot with them a little bit. He like got a bit of rivalry going, a bit of friendly rivalry, to see who could outdo each other and who could write better songs, and, you know, who could put hidden meanings into their songs and stuff like that about each other. So Steely Dan were writing songs like with like secret little digs and messes at the Eagles, and the Eagles had a couple of and there's one in here about Steely Dan as well, about a kind of little underhook, bam, little gut punch. Jeez. To Steely Dan, just for the laugh. Like, I think they got along, they were friends. But yeah, the Hotel California is essentially about the excesses of American culture and the record industry, which is mental. Because when you read through it, like, once I've said that now, here's what's messed up. Once I've said that now, and you go and you read the lyrics, you'll go like, oh, really? Oh, yeah, of course, yeah. It's one of those things. Like, definitely. Like, once you, like, if you listen to this podcast, you hear me saying that to you, you go to Google, type in Hotel California lyrics and read them, and you'll go, okay. I'm not just talking about, like, driving through the desert or something. He's talking about, like, approaching, like, the top of the music business, and when you get there, you're locked into a hotel, but you can't do anything for yourself. I was like, okay, all right, makes sense. So
like an emotional prison and all that.
Exactly. Who was your next one?
My next one is a song that is very surprising to find out it's not in the theme that I thought it was. You Are My Sunshine, that famous song from 1939, popularised, it says, by Jimmy Davies and Charles Mitchell. So you know, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine. I thought that was a very happy song.
Yeah, no,
it's apparently not. a very happy song at all.
Oh.
So this is the song I always remember people singing to their babies, singing them to sleep with happy, nice music.
Yeah.
And pets even. But Jesus Christ.
That's me with the parrot, rocking the parrot to sleep.
Yeah. Jimmy the parrot. Go to sleep, Jimmy. So the rest of this is very, very miserable. So this is covered by Johnny Cash, and Bing Crosby actually was the first person to have a hit with it. His version went to number 20 in 41, 2 years later. The rest of the lyrics are stuff like, the other night there, as I lay sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms, but when I woke there, I was mistaken, so I hung my head and cried.
Wow.
Okay. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy. And the rest of it, I'll always love you and make you happy. But if you will only say the same, but if you leave me and love another, you'll regret it someday. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Grim. You told me once, dear, you really loved me. No one else could come between. But now you've left me and love another. You've shattered all my dreams.
Wow.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Yeah. It's just I don't know. The rest of the lyrics of this were so sad and grim.
It's pretty sad.
And in all my dreams, dear, you seem to leave me.
Oh, wow.
When I wake, my poor heart pains. So when you come back and make me happy, I'll forgive you, dear. I'll take the blame. Gone from anger to reasoning there. So he says, you'll regret it all someday.
Yeah.
So you've shattered my dreams. To I'll forgive you and I'll take the blame. So it is quite a desperate and miserable song. It's a nice little song if you ignore all of the verses and just concentrate on the very happy you are my sunshine.
It's mad catchy, to be fair to it.
It's very good. It's classic. It's a classic song that is being covered. I was going to read out some of the people that covered it. I'd be here all night. It's insane.
Yeah. It's one of the songs as well that spooky children sing in horror films.
Yeah, well now they can sing the rest of it.
Yeah. It makes sense now.
Just hang my head in pain and stuff. Jesus, right.
No thanks.
Anyway, that's my one. Not necessarily hidden meanings, but definitely always misconstrued as a very happy love song.
Yeah.
And it's actually a disturbingly sad breakup song when he's talking about regretting it and shattering dreams. Not the scariest shit ever, but it's certainly not what I thought it was. So that's my one. Who's your next one?
It's probably my favourite. Not my favourite song on this list. It's not actually not a terrible song. It's just garbage. But it's lyrically, I hadn't a clue, man. I hadn't a clue how they were allowed to do this. And this song got so big, it's just beyond me. So it's a Third Eye Blind with Semi-Charmed Life.
Yeah, there's Semi-Charmed Life.
Yeah, so you think it's just a kind of stupid, happy-go-lucky, lively pop song, It's actually about doing loads of drugs and getting your dick sucked.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to read those lyrics, man. I have a couple of samples here. I think I've about 10 sentences here that are just picked from it, and I could have got more. So one of the first one is, I'm packed and I'm holding the drugs. Next one is...
Does he not mean a gun?
No.
It could mean a gun, though.
It could mean a gun, but he's talking about drugs because the next line is about doing gear.
Oh, okay.
And then another line, she comes round and she goes down on me, is another line.
That's definitely about the...
Yeah. And then another line is, do whatever you want to do, coming over you.
Jesus.
Another line, chop another line like a coda with a course. I don't know what a coda with a course is, but chop another line. The sky was gold, it was rose, and I was taking sips of it through my nose.
Oh my.
Yeah. Smiling in their pictures, smiling in the pictures you would take, doing crystal meth, it will lift you up until you break.
I was pretty sure there's kids singing this in America. I want something.
Yeah. There's another line.
Am I thinking of the right song?
Yeah, this is the song. There's another verse where he mentions doing bumps 5 times in one sentence. So do another bump type of thing. Then
bump, do a bump.
Yeah, something like that. And then I think one of the last lines is, those little red panties, they passed the test. Slides up around the belly, face down on the mattress. Is one of the last lines. It's filthy dirty, It's a filthy dirty maggoty song. is what it is.
Maggedy.
It is Maggedy.
I didn't know that it was all. I just thought it was about like having a good life.
It is like that. He is living his best life in this song. 100%.
He's living his best life like a tattoo artist who just got a call from Lenny Kravitz.
Exactly. Yeah, this song is about what happens after Lenny Kravitz's manager rang that tattoo studio. This is what happens, right? And You Are My Sunshine is what happens after it.
Yeah.
So after Lenny leaves, so yeah, that's it. And there was more that going on as well because there's all sorts of mad stuff. I think the singer and the bassist or something like they were like the core two guys who wrote all the songs of the group, and they were planning on forming like an LLC, which is like a limited company over here, like Third Eye Blind Limited, that like made websites about the band and documentaries about it. No.
And, I said over here. I was like,
no, over the PLC in America would be like.
Oh, I get you. Here. Sorry, right.
And what apparently, your man, the singer, went up and done it all himself, and then kind of hired like his co-songwriting partner to a wage and all this kind of stuff, and he ended up leaving. And I don't know. And also, who cares? It's Third Eye Blind, like. Honest to God, who cares? I went looking just to see if I could get more on that, and the only thing I could find was like some fan-made website that for some reason is still
being paid for.
It's still there, right? And it was like made on like GeoCities or something, or Geocities as I used to call it.
Geocities?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Anglefire.
It's like atrocities on Earth, yeah, Geocities. But I literally, and it's like hacked together, made in like Notepad type of job. And I went reading, and every single sentence was like, like they're the best band ever. Oh my God!
I know these fan websites.
You know those ones?
Terrifying.
Grim.
They're obviously the best band that ever happened to them. Like, okay.
Yeah.
I remember I was on this chat website. Remember those chat websites in the late 90s, early 2000s? And there was this girl who was like the moderator. And if you said anything bad about the artist TQ, she'd ban you. TQ?
Yeah.
Like the other song, West Side.
Yeah. Some people get that. I don't know what it is. It's just like this weird, insatiable desire to be super positive about a particular character or person, you know what I mean? It happens, like people get so obsessed and it becomes their only reason for living. It's mental. Like what's that what's that Ricky Gervais show? Life After Death, or Life, is that what it's called? Afterlife. And the board that works in the office, and she just has a photo of Kevin Hart. It's brilliant. And like, if anybody says anything about Kevin Hart, she starts going mental. She starts giving out to them. That's the way I always think about it. So those people scare the life out of me. Like,
yeah, that's mad.
They really do. I never felt like that about anything. Like
we've lost a few listeners because we slagged the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Good. Don't want them. Don't want them. Don't want you listening.
We must have pulled a 5-year out of party. We didn't want you in the first place anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Time to lose those fans with a spastic cock.
Exactly, yeah. Right, here was your next one.
Here's my last one. This is Beatles' Run For Your Life.
Oh.
Certainly not hidden, but certainly the first time that the Beatles would have been classed as writing something sinister, I think. So this is the last song on Rubber Soul from 65. Like, it's not that hidden, but if you were to read these lyrics out in a Liam Neeson Taken style voice, which I will do, of course, after saying that,
up the parish,
it will be a little bit scary. So everyone knows, run for your life, you can, run for your life. John Lennon, I think he might have meant it. So the lyrics in the style of Liam Neeson are, well, I'd rather see a dead little girl. I'd rather see a dead little girl is the very first line of the song, and I wouldn't mind, right? But the Beatles robbed this from Let's Play House. So it's a Elvis Presley song that was written by Arthur Gunther, and Come Back, Baby, Come Back. It's fucking ripped. Must fucking give the idea to Eddie Grant as well. But the liner, Baby Come Back, now listen to me and try to understand. I'd rather see a dead little girl than to be with another man. And that's in this song as well. So he lifts that bit as well. Talking about, you know that I'm a wicked guy. I was born with a jealous mind, and I can't spend my whole life trying to make you toe the line. You better run for your life if you can. If seeing with another man, that's the end, little girl. So yeah, I always thought that's a fun song, but the older I got, the more I was like, that's like a bit much even for the Beatles.
Yeah.
When the first line is, well, I'd rather see a dead little girl than be with another man. I'll catch you if I can. Let this be a sermon. I mean everything I said. Baby, I'm determined that I'd rather see you dead.
That's grim.
It's a bit grim, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do still think it's a banger, although Lennon, like I said, he admits that he lifted it, but he doesn't like the song. I think he doesn't like it anymore. He's mad dead. He's all levels of dead now. But
I read something today about a conspiracy theory that Stephen King killed John Lennon. So apparently Mark David Chapman looked a bit like Stephen King back in the day. And there was some sort of like town hall meeting in New York like the year after Lennon was killed. And some bloke stood up and he was like, they got the wrong man. And they were like, what do you mean? It's like Stephen King like was hired by the CIA to kill John Lennon. And apparently this got a bit, everything to do with the Beatles gets a little bit of traction. So, well, it didn't get as much traction now as Paul is
Wouldn't
dead.
you have to ask the person who wrote that, though, do you grow and smoke loads of your own weed?
Yeah.
I do, actually, yeah.
Yeah, I did. Well, sit back down. But yeah, so apparently it got a bit of traction. Like there was articles and all written about it. It was like, did Stephen King kill John Lennon?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I think he's a massive Beatles fan. I think the Ramones are his favourite band. But he loves
did
Beatles.
Mary Black kill Tupac?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. Why not? Fuck, I can't have both ways.
Hard as a river, it flows way up high. Then she goes and kills Tupac. Fucking hell. No frontiers, but I shot Tupac in his car.
Stop. Oh.
Anyway, that's my one. It's not hidden, but I just like to draw attention to how a lot
dark
of his
it is.
songs. A lot of his songs got called out for misogyny years later because a lot of it was to do with just controlling women. Don't do that. So, yeah, John Lennon's B sound exactly. Just B sound. Just B sound. Loads of another hidden meaning was Blackboard wasn't about a blackboard. It was about like civil rights for black people in the 60s. So off Magical Mystery Tour, I Am the Walrus doesn't have any meaning on purpose because John Lennon got a letter from his old school teacher that says, I just want you to know that we in the class break down all your lyrics. And so every time you come out with a new song, we break it down, we try and find the meaning of it. So then he wrote that, like, fuck you, try and figure that one out. That's it. Brilliant song. That's the kind of thing that reminds me of Kurt Cobain's lyrics and Beck and a little bit like Mars Volta. There's no like those songs could mean a whole lot, but they are riddles. A lot of them, like Smells Like Teen Spirit, is mad. What I don't know what he's singing about. What's he on about?
What did they be talking about? I can't understand them.
An albino, my libido. Yeah.
Just garbage. Wonderful garbage.
Of course it does. But
it means something to him, but he never told anyone. That's fine.
Who's your last one?
My last one is Don McLean with American Pie. So
he's another proper ropey lad.
Don McLean?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Don McLean, bar that album that I like. That's it. Honest to God. So again, on the surface of it, another kind of Americana feel-good, happy make feel-good song about the slice of American pie. It's kind of warm and fuzzy, and the chorus is a big whopper of a chorus, and it's a long song, but it's building up and all that. But what it's actually about, it's kind of about two things. It's about the reversal of the American dream, more so than the continuation of the American dream. So for him, he said, like, the good old days of America, where how does he describe it? He said essentially things started to turn backwards after the plane crash that killed Buddy Holly and Richie Valens and J.P. Richardson as well. Nobody ever talks about him. A.K.A. The Day the Music Died, which is 1959. The February 3rd, 1959, where a plane went down with a lot of people, and that Buddy Holly had hired as a continuation of something called the Tour from Hell, which was this giant tour all around America that wasn't...
What a name.
Yeah. It wasn't plotted properly, this tour. It was like they threw darts at a map of America. So they were like going from like California to Texas to Seattle. It was just all over the place.
That's not cost effective at all.
Exactly. They just they made a hames of it, and one of the buses broke down, or a commercial airliner broke down, and they were going to be late. So Buddy hired like a small kind of Cessna style private plane just to take the guys there while the rest of them waited for an hour. He wasn't sitting around. So I've got enough money, I can cover it. You get in with me. Let's go do it. And plane went down, killing them all instantly. And to Don McLean, that incident is known as the day the music died. But for Don McLean, that was when America started going backwards. He said from that point on, you had to lead up into Vietnam and the fallout from Vietnam and stuff like that. So that's what American Pie is about. It's interesting when you read the lyrics, because it's parts of it are about the good old days of America, about, you know, you think about it, like, I took my Chevy to the levee, and then the next line is that the levee was dry. So he starts souring things.
I hate when you drive your Chevy to the levee only to realise that there's no water left, and you're like, this was a wasted journey.
Exactly. But that's kind of what he's getting at. He's like, I went to do one of the things that we like doing. I took my good old Chevrolet, good old American motor, you know, up to the lake or whatever, to kind of hang out and probably drop the hand on some muck. But there's no water there, and we got freaked out. Because there should be. Why is there nothing there that was there all the time in my youth?
He should have drove the Chevy to the levee, and I realised they rhymed.
Exactly.
Everyone could have been way better.
That would have been way better. Yeah. But yeah, he does this thing where he'll talk about something really positive, kind of from his youth, or from most Americans' kind of youth, of his age, and then he'll poison it a little bit. But that he does this, as he says, kind of the reversal of the American dream, where things just went so downhill, where people weren't looking out for each other, and gun crime went up, and like kind of towns went dry essentially, and like whatever we're dealing with like Flint, Michigan now, but like all of Detroit kind of turned into a hellhole pretty early on. At one stage, that was the richest city in America, and they just started outsourcing stuff, and it wasn't the money wasn't there, the jobs weren't there, and it just became this new Detroit with RoboCop, and it just became real bad, it became real grim. And this is kind of what he's trying to get across here, is that the American dream is kind of suffocating because things are going backwards. That's what American Pie is about. It's about the exact opposite of what you think it's about. And he has it kind of hidden really well in there. Like, I love that song. I can't listen to it all the time. It's too long. It's like 8.5 minutes long. But it's over 8.5 minutes long. But it's too much. But that album is fantastic. Like Vincent and stuff like that. And like, there's some great songs on that album. Like, you're saying he's ropey. I don't know anything about him.
I won't. No, you know what I'll do? I'm not going to say what he did or allegedly did. All I'll say is, and this is very, very, very vague, that his now ex-wife campaigns for domestic violence, against domestic violence. So if you can pick up anything from that at all, that's on you. But that's a hidden meaning.
There's another hidden meaning. Another hidden meaning for you. I'm hung over the bits after last night, so
Better run for your life while you can, little girl.
Exactly.
That's the end.
That's it for this week, I believe.
I think we need to get Liam Neeson to do a cover of Beatles songs in that Taken style.
He'd probably do it. My favourite Liam Neeson bit is about 5 or 6 years ago, where his home county were in the final in Croke Park or something like that, and he made a little video on his phone of him playing hurling in the field. Yeah, it's the best, man. Go looking for it. Just put in Liam Neeson hurling, and it's him like him whacking the sliotar around like up the parish, all this kind of stuff. He's screaming. It's brilliant. That's my favourite Liam Neeson thing ever. And he's screaming into the camera and everything. Go on, you boys! Go on, you boy! All this kind of stuff.
I love his thing from Life is Short is not a good series, but his scene where he wants to be a comedic actor, insanely good. Did you ever see that?
No.
Where he goes in. You've never seen Liam Neeson doing that skit?
No.
Where he's playing himself, trying to be a comedian.
Nope.
I'll send it to you after this, and you're going to die. You're going to die.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway,
never.
That was...
Anyway, that's it for this week. We are back on Saturday with a radio show. We're back the Monday after with another podcast. If you like what we do, you can go to patreon.com/The Lost. No, I keep saying The Lost. It's just Lost Art Podcast. Patreon.com/Lost Art Podcast. Or you want to tip us, you go to Ko-fi.com/Lost Art Podcast. All the links are there in the text.
You're going to be one of those outfits soon that goes, it's on the Netflix.
Yeah, it's on the Netflix. Honest to God, that's what I'm like that today. I can't talk.
I got it in the Aldi's.
Yeah, exactly. I went to the Lidl's. The Londis. The Londis
is alright.
Or me granny called it the Londis. Londis. I'm going down to the Londis. It's the Londis, man. No, the Londis. Alright, well. What was I going to say? Yeah, that's it. We'll see you on Saturday for a radio show.
Yes.
Where I am definitely going to drink, but right now I'm telling myself you're never drinking again. And see you next Monday with a lovely podcast. Is there anything else?
I don't think so.
I think that's it. I think we're done. I think we are done. Right, we shall talk to you in a couple of days.
Yes.
And P.S. I didn't course once.
Did I?
Loads.
Did I?
I win. See you next week, folks.